Hey, welcome back to another update of my dividend investing portfolio. So if you're new to the channel, I'm a Canadian investor and I'm using Wealthsimple Trade to buy and sell primarily dividend paying stocks. So far, all Canadian stocks on the Toronto Stock Exchange, and I'm tracking everything over the last 11 months or so using this custom Google Sheet that I made. So at the moment, I'm sitting at a stock value of around $47,800. And earlier today, I actually spent this cash that I had in my account, which is $400. And I'll walk through kind of what I bought and why in just a second. But we're looking at a total gain of over $3,000 now, $3,300, which is awesome because about this time last week, this was $2,300. So that means there's just been some massive increases in the last week. And I'll show you that when we open up Wealthsimple Trade in a minute. So anyways, that works out to be about a 7.5% total gain, which is fantastic for me. The stocks basically have an average yield. So almost all of the stocks pay a dividend, and the average yield of them is around 4%, just a little bit over 4. And if you're not familiar with what this is, basically dividend paying stocks are like regular stocks. The price just goes up and down, but they're always going to pay out cash like every quarter or sometimes every month as well to you as the owner of that stock. So the stock price will go up and down, hopefully going up over time, but you're also going to get this extra amount. And so basically 4% of my total portfolio or my total stocks. So 4% of 47,800 is about $1,934. So that's how much I can expect to get going forward, paid out to me in dividends. And that's actually money that comes straight into my Wealthsimple account, and I can use it to either withdraw or reinvest. And that's what I do. So I reinvest it back into more stocks to kind of build up this compounding effect and accelerate the growth of my portfolio. And I haven't really been going long enough to truly see the effect of the compounding, because the reason it's climbing is because I'm just depositing more money every week or so. You can even see here in the total kind of balances of my account, I'm up 3,300, but 330 of that has come from the dividends, and the other 3,000 has come from the increase in the stock price. And that's because between now and this time last year, there's been a lot of growth in the stock market as we recover from the pandemic. So anyways, let's take a look inside the portfolio now. I've got it sorted right now to be the biggest positions at the top, and so you can see primarily I'm very heavily invested in real estate, and you can see that here on the summary page as well. If you just want to get a pie chart view of what we're looking at on the portfolio page, that's what we got. And also a pie chart view of what we're about to see on the portfolio page is available right here. You can see all these big ones are my real estate companies. So let's take a look in the portfolio here. Big into real estate, and the next biggest position that I have after real estate stocks is Algonquin Power and Utilities. Now this one is down about 5% from my average price, and I decided that I wanted to add in more to this because I think it is slowly going to start climbing up again, and I've been kind of holding off on this one, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to drop in a little bit here while it's down and reduce my average price. Northland Power was also red for me today, but I didn't really feel like adding to it. Same with Intergex and same with Data Communications. The other stock that I was looking at here, though, is Savaria. So Savaria only made up 0.8% of my portfolio, compared to Algonquin Power, which was one of my biggest positions, making up already 5%. And so if I am adding to one of my big positions, I also do want to add to a small one, just so my portfolio doesn't get too unbalanced, which clearly it already is, and that's something I'm working on to sort of balance out and kind of build up some of these smaller positions when they're reasonable to add to. For example, I don't really feel like adding to a lot of the banks right now because a lot of the banks have like pretty high prices. Historically, a lot of them are near their all-time high. And actually, so is Savaria, but you can see it here. Maybe let's take a look in the spark line. I guess we have Algonquin Power up already. So you can see here that we've been on the downward direction for the last month or couple months or whatever. But basically, we're hovering around the pre-pandemic levels, which is basically kind of a place where I'm comfortable buying into it. And they actually kind of blew up a little bit before the pandemic, and I'm happy to be kind of down more in this more reasonable region, so to add some more in. Now, when we also look at Savaria, so it's a little bit of a different picture here. We're pretty high up, and actually if you sort this for the max of forever, we're basically at all-time highs almost. We kind of peaked out a little bit here, and then we've just dropped down a little bit. But this is just a small position of mine. It's a monthly dividend bank stock, and it's a Canadian Dividend Aristocrat. So they're always paying and always increasing their dividends. And this is just something that I want to have more of in my portfolio going forward. And if I have to buy it at a slightly more expensive price just because it doesn't want to drop for a while, that's okay. And if at some point it does drop down again, which is highly possible, we drop down to some values, like down here or something, that's okay. I'll just like load in at that time. But I don't mind putting in a little bit. So let's take a look in Wealthsimple Trade, which is the broker that I use to buy and sell stocks. And so far everything is in the tax-free savings account. So we can jump in here. And actually, before I show you the stocks, you can just get an idea of here. Like I was saying, in the last week, it's been pretty good. So, wow, okay, up 400 in the last day, which is quite nice. And in the last week, we are, up 1,500. So that's just like wonderful to see. This fluctuates quite a lot. So it goes up 500, it goes down 500. It's bouncing around, so I don't get too hung up on this value. But, as we start going out into the future, we can see here we're basically getting, looking at the all-time, we're up around over 3,800, which is interesting actually because the spreadsheet was reporting 3,300, and normally these are exactly in sync. So I'm actually going to take a closer look at that after this video, and if there's anything that I need to adjust, which I don't think there will be, I'll bring it up in the next video as well, if anyone is still watching this far. But let's take a look at the recent trades that I did. So I basically just made the one purchase here of Algonquin Power. I had about 400 cash in the account, and I put in about 300 into them. It was 16 shares at 18.83. And with Savaria, I just put in 4 shares for just under $20. And a nice thing about Wealthsimple Trade is also you don't pay commissions. So if you're thinking about starting to invest in Canada, Wealthsimple Trade is a great option. And you can actually get 2 free stocks right now if you want to sign up using my link. I'll leave the link in the description below. That's just a nice way, like a nice introduction to get a little bit of free cash to get started. And then also moving forwards, getting no commission trades, which is awesome. And there's also another link in the description too that's definitely worth checking out for Wealthsimple Cash. If you sign up for one, it's really easy to just like open up the other app as well. They're just giving out $25 for signing up right now as well. And I will get $25 for that too. So what you could do is you could just go and invite all your friends as well. You'll get $25 when you sign up with my link, and you'll get $25 when all of your friends sign up. And it's just a pretty easy way to rack up a couple $100 in cash for doing almost nothing. So definitely check those out. But let's jump back into the spreadsheet and go log these transactions that we had. So I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom like that. And what I do in here is I just log every single transaction that I make. So we have AQN, and I bought these on July 12th, 2021, about 16 of those for $18.83. And the other one was SIS. So that's on July 12th as well, 2021, and that was for $19.99. And then each of those was with no trading fees, so just drop that down. And once that's all in, just double check that the totals are correct as well. So we have 301.28, which is expected, and 79.96, which is also expected. So the last thing to do then is just jump back into the summary tab and just double check here what has changed. And primarily looking at the annual income here from dividends. And so it's gone from the beginning of the video when it was $19.34, and based on the trades that I just did, we're now up to $19.49. So that's an increase of about $15 per year, which is not much, but given that it's totally passive and tax-free, it's a nice thing to have basically just going on. And I'm going to use that to continue reinvesting it back in and really build up that compounding effect. So yeah, guys, I think that's it. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to just leave a comment and drop a thumbs up on it. And make sure you do check out those links for Wealthsimple Cash and Trade, because that's a quick way to get a little bit of extra cash right away. So guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.